Hi, I'm Elliot Coulter, and I am here for Springbrook Books to read our first children's book that was ever released, Tatertown's Talent Show. And so I'm going to go ahead and read this out loud. Go ahead and play this to your children, watch it yourself, and if you're interested in the book, I will link how to get the book and our other children's book in the description below. Tatertown's Talent Show. Tatertown's talent show is finally here. Potatoes come from far and near. All are hoping to win the big prize, excitement and joy showing in their eyes. Tryouts are scheduled for 2 o'clock. Potatoes line up around the block. The potatoes waiting for tryout time are shocked to see an onion in line. This is Tatertown. Doesn't she know? Only potatoes are allowed in this show. What nerve she has, they whispered one to another. She can't try out. Why even bother? She has no chance, they continued to say. Someone should tell her to just go away. But waiting backstage, they quickly learned Onion is kind. She should have a turn. They hoped she might be allowed to audition, even though it was against the tradition. In charge of auditions was Mayor Spudbaker. He would select the contestants as the show's commentator. Up first was Julian. He is a French friar. Playing the violin was his heart's desire. He played with such love that his violin sang. The mayor was moved. 'Twas a beautiful thing. "You're good," said Spudbaker. "You're in the show. Now we wait for the rest to go." Yukon Goldie walked through the door, sat at the piano, and played a score. She was so good that Spud wanted to hear more. "Thumbs up," said Spudbaker. "Yes for her too. Now let's see what the others can do." Big Red was up next. He stepped out of the wings, walked to the microphone, and started to sing. His voice was so pure, so rich and so mellow. Spud knew the show just needed this fellow. "Bravo," said Spud. "You've passed the test. Please go backside. Please go backstage and wait with the rest." Next up, the Tater Tots spotted their chance. The tap dancing trio proved they could dance. They tapped around the stage with such sharp precision, Spudbaker just smiled. It was an easy decision. "Okay," said Spud, "now who's the next act?" Out strode the Mashers, a rock band in fact. They played with spirit. Spud was impressed. "Excellent," he shouted, "you're in the contest." The next to last act was called the Hash Browns. It was a group of 3 hilarious clowns. Spud laughed at their antics. He giggled and roared. "You're in," he howled, and he laughed even more. The final audition was quite a surprise. Spudbaker's amazement he couldn't disguise. Onion took the stage, all set to perform. Spud tried to stop her. "This is out of the norm." "You're an onion," Spud said. "You can't try out. This show's for potatoes. That's what it's about." The potatoes backstage heard all the fuss. "Let her try out," they said. "It's okay with us." Onion juggled 5 rings high in the air. She moved around the stage with hardly a care. The potatoes all watched from behind the curtain. This onion was good, that was for certain. She tossed to the left and danced to the right. She caught every ring to Spudbaker's delight. "Okay," he said, "you're on tonight." Not all who tried out got in the show. Some were a yes, but some were a no. Spud was delighted with those who were yes. He knew this year's show would be one of the best. The talent show started promptly at 8. All the potatoes backstage couldn't wait. 4 judges were seated, all in their places, a look of excitement on each of their faces. The town hall was large, with every seat filled. When the curtain rose, the spectators stilled. Each act was announced, and they went one by one. The talent was good. The show was such fun. But the show wasn't over. There was one act to go. Onion was up last. Would she steal the show? The spectators gasped when Onion appeared. Some were rude. Some even jeered. You can see them going, boo, boo, boo. What's she doing here? They yelled in outrage. Only potatoes are allowed up on stage. Some of the taters were boiling mad. Onion stood on stage, quiet and sad. Spud silenced them all. I said she could go. Now please sit back down and enjoy the show. Onion looked at the crowd, wiped a tear from her eye, then said to herself, Onions always try. I'll put it together and throw these rings high. The 5 rings she juggled were hardly a chore. She danced around the stage, then she picked up 5 more. The taters were stunned by what she could do. 10 rings in the air, and Onion could dance too? Her performance was perfect, without any flaws. The spectators roared with thunderous applause. The contest was over, and to no one's surprise, it was Onion who won the big prize. She accepted the trophy with glee and elation. The audience gave her a standing ovation. Tatertown realized that very night, excluding others just isn't right. The decision was made that all future shows would welcome all veggies, not just potatoes. The end. And now they're all happy, and onions and potatoes can do whatever they want. And that is a very important story because you can do whatever you want. Don't become what you think you have to be. Become what you want to be. Try out for a show even though you might think that you don't belong there. Try to be in a group. Get into a club. Be yourself and do what you want to do. And thank you kids, thank you parents, anybody who's watching this for watching. And if you want to find this book or our other book, then I will link them below, and I will also have our social media. Thank you. Bye.